Patriot Cultivator Streaming. We are here today with an epic replay. This was a 2v1 on Knoxville, featuring Butterlands as the defender and Benz as my teammate. Give me a second, I'm just getting my stream set up to make sure everything is working correctly. Last time I tried to do this, it did not work. However, this time it does appear to be working. So, you've missed nothing. This was a 40-minute time limit battle, as it was very, very, very late in the evening. We are not playing for any lock points. Our only objective was to completely and totally annihilate the Confederate Army. And as you can see, we've pushed cannons up, and we are just testing the waters. We've got a General Grant hiding behind this building so he doesn't take fire. You haven't missed a whole lot. Hey Viking, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Right now we have all of our cannons training over here, just seeing if we can scout out any of the enemy whatsoever. This was actually really fun. We were all in the same chat together, and we were just laughing and chatting the whole time. I love this mod too. I'm trying to catch up on all my replays at the moment. Viking, I've got like 8 replays I've got to stream and post. I kind of fell behind because I've been playing so much. We have all my infantry pushing up slowly. I did bring a lot of cav just for scouting reasons. Although we were told this city was completely barren, so all of the Confederate forces are over here. We didn't really know whether or not to believe that, though, so I did push up about 1,500 cav. 1,505 to be exact, it looks like, if I'm doing my math right. We are slowly pushing our cannons up, just hammering this hill, looking for anything to shoot at. And you can see all of our infantry is slowly making its way to the front lines. This was a very long march. It took us 23 minutes just to get in place, leaving us 17 minutes to actually fight, and we are 10 minutes into this stream already. I did wait about 10 minutes prior to launching this stream, just so you guys didn't have to wait the entire 40 minutes. I've got my general back here somewhere. I left him in the rears. Yeah, we got Crittenden, I believe is who my general was. But as you can see, I am slowly advancing my cav up. Again, just trying to screen for anything we might see. And his cannons are opening up on these 24-pound howitzers. And once we actually see where his cannons are, we direct all of our cannons to fire on that position. And we knew going into it this was going to be an absolute slugfest. This is a very, very hard map. Even when it's 2v1, this is a brutal map. I've got my skirmishers following behind my cav. And skirms are extremely fast. And right now I'm just setting up my lines. I'm waiting for all of my troops to get up into formation so I can slowly advance them. This town proved rather difficult, though. My men kept getting hung up, and I actually had my 3rd Kentucky going all the way over here, but for some reason they marched super far around to the left instead of just taking the easy route that the 2nd Indiana is taking, which is across this land bridge. And Butter did tell us, you know, we were safe pretty much all the way up to this bridge. So we pretty much stacked up dead center and just pushed. We knew we didn't have a whole lot of time. And my men are starting to get up into formation. There's Thomas Crittenden. Crittenden. I always say Crittenden, but it's not. And my skirmisher units are massive. I've got some huge skirm units. And I was actually hoping to pull off some good shots by placing them on this far bank and just shooting across the river. Some of them, however, were still really far out of range. And you can just see we're non-stop moving pretty much, and we're at 27 minutes left into this replay out of 40 minutes, so 13 minutes of nothing but marching, and it's taken us an insanely long amount of time to get here. We actually want to replay this match with an hour time limit just to see how it does. And I love this map, I truly do. They put so much work into these maps. I actually just did this battle again last night with someone differently, just to show him how costly this map could be. And I mean, you can see we outnumber the Confederacy a great deal, so it's going to be a pretty decent battle. Crittenden is moving forward now with his troops, and I've got all of my troops moving to this land bridge. Now I'm doing them slowly because I don't want to bunge up this only bridge across. It just drags it out, and we are lumbering up our cannons to move to better land, as it were. You know, we saw this cannon. It slowly made its way from this front. He pulled it back. And, you know, as much as we've been hammering this hill, we weren't getting hits. And we were extremely shocked over that. I mean, as you can see, there's no bodies. And there was a few times we accidentally targeted his general. It wasn't intentional, it was just we had fire at will on, and that was the only unit visible, so our men instantly targeted the general. And Butter, he wasn't too upset over that. He knew it was an indirect thing. I don't know what the hell these men are doing. This was just some wonky pathfinding, I don't know. Now, looking back, I probably would have played this a little different, because these large units just had issues getting through this damn town, and I don't know why. I really don't understand it. And my ally now is starting to move his howitzers up to this small little strip of land here to give us a better target, field of fire, I should say, onto the Confederate armies. All of my men are slowly making their way to their positions. All of my skirms are continuing to march. I mean, Butter's just over there licking his chops because he knows it's going to be one hell of a fight. And there we are again. We're opening up, putting down some fire on these trees again. Hoping we get lucky and pull off some good shots. I do believe he had most of his men up higher and not already staged, though, because we hammered this tree line and we were not getting anything. I don't know for sure. And there we go. I'm just doing a mad push because at this time we have 24 minutes left, and I know it's a 40-minute time, so we were, at this point we were like, we gotta go now. Send the armies. And here comes the Army of the Tennessee just pushing in. My last 3 remaining units pushing forward. My general's just sitting there cheering his men on. Give 'em hell, boys. Give 'em hell. As you can see, some of these buildings are just playing hell with formations. And we're limbering up our troops, or our cannons now, to go ahead and prepare for the final push. We're going to stage them here. I have some cannons that come in. I place next to my allies' howitzers, and we just start beating the living daylights out of that tree line. It's non-stop, just load fire as quick as they possibly can. Now I'm moving my general on up. I'm trying to get all of my troops off this bridge to make way for the Army of Tennessee to come in. But you can see they kind of get bunged up a little bit. And my cav is finally starting to make their way to the correct area. And I go ahead and tell them it's time to advance. I want to get this cav unit to this bridge. And it's just nothing but a sea of blue uniforms coming in. Yeah, my men are happy. Hey, we took the town, sir. The town is ours. There's no Confederates in sight. Crittenton knows something's wrong. He feels it in his bones. His orders are to crush the Confederate rebellion here and now. Our skirms are reporting back. There's Confederates across the way, sir. So all of my skirms are going to get lined up in preparation for a defense. We've got Ulysses Grant moving in, doing one final check on our far left flank. Yeah, this 3rd Kentucky, my other cav unit, I don't know. They were all the way over here, and instead of just marching across, they walked all the way around. And at that point, I didn't even care what they were doing. I was trying to get the bulk of my force. And it looked like I started actually running some of my soldiers, because they're already starting to get a little tired. Yeah, we got 21 minutes left, though, in this match. And it's not looking super swell for the Union forces. We have not engaged any enemy as of yet. But now that the skirmishers have reported back to the generals that there's Confederate soldiers in the hills, all of the Union soldiers are prepping for an assault. And it's going to be a long, hard-fought battle. My soldiers have to fight uphill, and they have to go across this narrow little bridge. Now let's see here. This is the 5-gun, 24-pound howitzers. Great unit. Already taken some damage from the Confederate cannons. I'm moving up my 1st Ohio 4-gun, 3-inch battery to support this howitzer unit. I'm going to move to their right so we don't inflict damage upon each other. And you can see all of our cannons are off to the side. I do believe I only brought 2 units of cannon. I wanted to go heavy on soldiers, just due to the fact that this is a slugfest. Here I am just waiting on these stupid cav soldiers to get into line because these buildings are just slowing everything down. But you can see our men are moving. They're moving very, very, very well. Grant's moved on up. He wants to watch the chaos that's about to ensue. My general's back here ensuring all these troops get across this bridge and get to where they need to go. The 2nd Indiana is about to get their marching orders to go ahead and start the assault with the backup of the entire Ohio and Tennessee armies. I was letting my troops rest up just a bit. Tennessee was pushing on in. And we're just giving as much fire on this hill as we can. All of our cannons are trained right in this area here, just looking for any kind of hits that we can get. Oh, see, that was a general shot. Was not intentional though. We were attacking ground and not the general. And here we go. One of our skirms have been ordered to push up and see what they can see. The 19th Ohio, 52 men. And they have been ordered to initialize the attack with a scouting mission. Now, I am playing as the Army of Ohio, and I get to about here and I'm like, okay, I see no soldiers. And I'm getting frustrated. I'm nervous. There's 18 minutes left in the battle play. So I'm just like, yeah, I can't directly target your general with cannon, but he is in range of my skirms. So here any second, I actually initialize an attack on his general. And again, no bodies, but I am starting to open fire with my skirms. And you can hear the bullets. However, I notice this soldier drops right behind his general. So now I know where there's troops, and he's pulling his general out. He knows at this point I'm targeting his general. And then all of a sudden, look at that blood spray. One volley. Instantly breaking the 19th, taking almost half. Once we see this soldier stand up, we start training all of our guns. This is a heavily chevroned unit. 6 chevrons instantly is going to be bad for us. And we know it. So we finally got the 2nd Indiana into position. We're going to start marching them almost instantly. I regret this because of just the pathfinding. So yeah, we are still opening fire with our cannons where we know there is Confederates. And, yeah, we get a few. It's not as good as we would like to have seen. And I need to tighten up my lines on my skirms. I need to get them as close to this bank as I can because I'm hoping to fire across. And they have a pretty good range. I believe they're at 220. And you can see just everybody moving in. All of these soldiers just moving in. Now here we go. We are receiving Confederate battery. Nice shot. Nice shot. 15 men on a volley. You can see his howitzers are up here. Doing a great job. And now he has turned his men on fire at will. Let's get a point of view from them. Alright, they are prepping to fire. Oh, brutal. Now, with this unit being as heavily chevroned as it is, it's getting a lot of stat boost. And here we go. Another unit popping into play. 4 chevrons. And my men are getting cut down. Now again, another issue with pathfinding. I instituted a charge and they all run back across the bridge like fools. And I don't know why that was. We've got the 8th Illinois 714 men unit coming in to support my 2nd Indiana. My skirms are on fire at will, but his units are just out of range. So yeah, I'm still trying to charge these men, and they just keep running back. So eventually I start clicking the land behind his units just to move my men across this damn bridge. And now I finally get them to move. And you can see they're running. I'm on a full bore charge. I want to get these men in melee so they cannot shoot the shit out of my men. And we are pouring cannon fire into these two units. But it's not enough. As you can see, their lines are just chewing my men to pieces. They've already lost 100 men. And more units appear, opening fire. More heavily chevroned units. $709. Wait for this next volley. My men are danger close. And this made me very sad. 200 men. And they didn't even make it to the front line. 200 soldiers lost without even making it to the front. And here we are. We're all lining up. We have 13 minutes left in this battle. I've got a few units in reserve, but I'm starting to walk them up. And you know, again, we're just trying to stay out of each other's way, because this is not a fun thing to do. And I'm going to move all of my reinforcements up now. My general will be coming up soon, as the men have made it across the first bridge and into the town. Grant's moving up to rally the men, which helps. My unit does come back. 200 men lost, though, is terrible, and he has got his men off of fire at will and fully loaded. And again, I institute a charge right here. My men are already tired, but there's no sense in taking them off the bridge. And he sees them coming and instantly pours fire on them again. And they're just dropping. And every time his howitzers fire, all you hear is, oops. And here comes howitzers just raining hell. And again, they break. 552 men. And at this point, we're tired. We just send every single solitary thing we have marching across this bridge, which hurt us in the end because these units breaking really slowed the advance of our troops. But we made out pretty well, I think. We've got 11 minutes left, and we are sending everything to the front line. Our cannons are just blowing his front line to pieces, little by little. Looks like our cannons are going to hit his front line. Let's watch that. Yay, causing chaos and confusion. And these are healthy units. They've taken very, very little damage. And here we go. We are in the home stretch. 10.5 minutes left. We're pushing. We're pushing hard. We're not going to stop. Because me and my ally at this point know we have 10 minutes left. It's time to go hard, or go home. Grant's up here taking a defensive position. And you can just see all the Confederate volley fire coming in. My 2nd Indiana, 300 men lost. And I'm sending in my best units first. I can't remember where they're at in this mess. Looks like they're all right here. And we institute a charge. You can hear the men yelling and running. And here comes the howitzers. Men are just flying. And look at the devastation. All of these units just pouring fire into my men that are in this tight little narrow gap. But we're not giving up. We're going to push and push hard. We're going to get to that front line. We will kill a bunch of Confederates today. And it's bound up so tight back here. My cannons are doing everything they can to support this charge. And these troops are just getting evaporated. Looks to be 9.5 minutes left. And we are starting to make it to his front line. This is Butter's army. Me and Benz are the ones attacking. And we're not stopping. The Army of Tennessee, the 61st Illinois, is just being a meat shield for my elites. My elites are coming in. But this routing unit's just stopping the 8th Illinois. Now I do get my my general a little close here. He's trying to keep all the men rallied. Grant's right behind him. And now we really see just how devastating this is. All the Confederate Army has came into our sight. And this unit, 61st Illinois, taking mad casualties, just can't take it anymore. And this is a hell of a map. For any of you who play this mod, you know this is a very, very hard battle. This is a well defendable area. And I just keep hearing it replay in my mind over and over and over again. Whoops, 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 and then howitzer fire pouring in. And look at the sheer amount of men we're dumping into this. And sadly, there is not a lot of good placement for our cannons. But we have all of our cannons right now just volley firing. And you know, we are getting some hits, but it's not as good as what it needs to be. However, our men have finally made it to the front line. The 8th Illinois being the first ones there. And they're already broke, but they're there. These men, they're giving their all. And having that one unit not be able to fire helped greatly. Now that was a friendly fire right there on his howitzers. That helped me out a lot. That's just something you can't help though. You will friendly fire your men. But he has so many cannons trained. He is shredding these men quickly. And we are at 8 minutes remaining. And at this point, we're just like, melee, melee, melee. We have got to break this front line. That's all we're focused on, is breaking this front line and getting everybody into melee. He is moving his general down. He is popping rallies and inspires left and right. You know, that being the best thing to do. And we are locked in a deadly melee. Our men are starting to slowly break through on the left and the right. But we are focusing our entire might on this heavily heavily chevroned unit. Him losing that one unit will be detrimental. But the amount of fire he is putting into this bridge is insanity. Now at this point, I start training my cannon all right here. I'm going to get friendly fire, but I'm going to break these units. So here before long, you're going to see, yep, there, nope, that was a howitzer hit. I start focusing all of my field of fire right here. More howitzer fire coming in. And right there, you see them men flying off that bridge. His howitzer got a lucky shot. Again, he was not targeting my general. It happened. My general was in a bad place. We're getting great volleys with our cannon all of a sudden. We're starting to break his units. All of these guys are very tired. Except for, well, no. All of these men are extremely tired. They're fighting long. They're fighting hard. They are really doing credit to the Confederate States today. But will it be enough against all of these Union soldiers? We have 6.5 minutes to find out. Oh, the fire. And every single cannon unit we have is firing into this blob of soldiers right now. We're trying to give our infantry all the support we can get them. That was my friendly fire right there, targeting his men. And you've seen that volley did a great job. His men are already very tired, some are exhausted, and we're just pouring men into his line. Anything we can do to overpower and weaken his troops, we are doing. So here he goes. He's moving in a secondary line to support the first. There is no blob charging rules. The only rules we are playing by is no general snipe. No lock points. Oh, and there we go. Ulysses Grant dead. Both the American generals have died in combat today. It's a sad day for the Union. And he is pouring soldiers in to keep us plugged up, but is it going to work? Uh-oh, they're rallying. Good general rally from the Confederate general. And at this point, I'm joking. Oh, I'm gonna target your general. He's dead. He's dead. I didn't, of course, but we were laughing about that. These were some really awesome players, and I feel very privileged to have been able to play with them. 5 minutes remaining in the let's play, or the battle. Let's go. Let's go. Push. Push America. Oh, look at that devastating volley. My general's dead, and he's still running. All of these soldiers just making their way across this bridge. Now, my skirms are finally starting to open up, and they're doing some damage, but not enough. And his front line is now starting to collapse. And we see this, and we immediately institute a full-on charge again. And we're going to do everything we can to break this line. Our main goal right now is to get across this bridge. And all of his men are starting to get fatigued. They're starting to take battle damage. They're wavering and coming back and wavering and coming back. This general is the only thing keeping his men in the fight right now. And both sides are exhausted, fresh, everywhere you turn. Just pure chaos. Here we go. One great big push. Finally breaking that regiment, and we immediately start to push again. We're making our way off this bridge no matter what. And here we go, and I see my opportunity right here. I go for a full charge right on his general.
Sir, this day will soon be yours.
But it does little effect considering all of my men are very tired, exhausted. But we go for broke right here. And so does he. He sends in 2 regiments. They're already wavering. They're already exhausted. Our cannons are just pouring down fire. Our men are breaking through. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. Will it be enough to crush this army? I don't know. We're going to find out very soon. And you can still see I'm targeting his front lines, even though it's dealing friendly fire damage. I don't care. We're busting this front line wide open. Oh, and the volleys from his cannons. And at this point, we have almost all of our military force. Tennessee looks to have held back 2 units. I held 1 unit because I knew that cav was going to be worthless. Our skirms are trying to shoot, but they're just out of range. Let's get this beautiful side shot. Look at all these beautiful blue-coated bastards fighting for the cause. Oh, nice hit right there. And his defense is outstanding. Looks like we've got some fresh Confederates. And his men are doing a great job at holding back the Union lines. They really are. We're at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And his men are starting to crumble. Here they go. Will it be enough? That unit chevroned like a mofo. That was originally a 4 chevron unit, already gaining 2 chevrons. And he pushes hard right here. Popping a great timed rally there, bringing his men right back into the fight, and my men are pushing hard. You can see them inching their way into the Confederate lines. And it's nothing more than a mosh pit. Mosh pit of death. We are finally starting to get our men across this bridge, but there is just a huge amount of men back here still trying to filter their way across. A minute and a half remaining, and it's not looking good for the Union boys today. But here it is. I see my chance, and I push again. And then I see this general and my men right here. So I institute a charge on his general right here. However, most of my men are locked in melee, so it takes them a minute to react. But here they go. Come on, boys, for the Union. Kill that Confederate general. At this point, we know we have not completed our mission. But if I can take his general, I'll feel a lot better about losing both of ours. So here they go. They're pushing. But everybody is tired. All of these units have fought so hard today that it's almost impossible. Great cannon shot from our cannons. Good shot. And there we are. We are in an active melee with his general. Oh, another great cannon shot right there. Oh. And here we go. We are finally making it across this damn bridge. We're not done yet. Another great cannon shot. And I think some of that was friendly fire, so I know that wasn't all just us. But he's just got tons of men to fill in. But we are finally breaking the Confederates right here, right now, with 57 seconds left. Another unit cracking. The general's going to get the hell out of Dodge. But he keeps getting... Oh, and there it is. Confederate general has fallen. And look at the volleys coming in from our cannon.
The unit has grown weary, sir.
I've got units coming back. That's what they're so tired for. They were running away. And we're just hammering these Confederates. Now, of course, some of this is friendly fire. But here we are, pouring across the bridge, finally. But here comes more Confederate reinforcements again. So we have lost 3 generals in this battle, and a lot of men. A lot of men died today. And now there's nothing to do but accept the fact that we failed our mission. And that this will be a Confederate victory. These poor Union boys, a lot of them died today for no reason whatsoever. But this was a very well fought battle by Butters. Benz and I just didn't have enough time to do what we had set out to do. But you can see we are finally starting to break all of the Confederate lines. If we would have had maybe 10, 20 more minutes, this would have been a Union victory. Everybody is collapsing. Their general's dead. It's going to cause a mass rout. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Banz having 7,700 men, taking almost 2,000 loss, taking 600 enemy with him. Me having almost 8,000, taking a 1,500 man loss, doing terrible. Took very few men. Butter over here taking 3,000 of our soldiers with a loss of almost 1,400 men, with only almost 3,000 defending. That was remarkable. And these were my more elite units here. And you can see that just in melee they did absolutely terrible. Some of my men taking no kills at all. This poor infantry unit that I charged in taking almost 500 men lost without a single kill. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it. I loved it. It was great. And yeah, as always, I will catch you on the next stream. Later.